Now let's go onto some crazy stuff that was happening around the internet last 2 weeks or so. Hello everybody and welcome to the life of a board gamer. Another week, another vlog. Lots of crazy things has happened around the internet these last few days, so let's get to it. But first of all, before we talk about those crazy things, I want to go over some regular stuff and I want to say a little something about my giveaway. As you maybe know or maybe don't, you maybe see this for the first time, but I'm doing a giveaway once I hit 1000 subscribers. You can find a video of it on my channel. I'll try to remember myself to leave the link at the end of this video for that giveaway video especially. The thing is, the prize pool is constantly growing. Now you can win stuff like this, for example. Wait, let me just get it. So you can get something like this. Of course, it will not be my logo, you don't need that. But it will probably be this little meeple, but just the bigger version of it. So you can win that if you subscribe to this channel, if you tell everybody about it, and once we hit 1000 subscribers, one lucky winner will get this amongst all other games that I will be giving away. Free games, dice, stuff like that. It will be super awesome. Now you can win this because those are done by my friend, I can call him my friend by now, from In My Box. It is Croatian company that is doing inserts for board games, but I also do stuff like this. And also they will provide one voucher for 200 kunas. It's about 30 euros, give or take, few kunas. Up and down, up basically. It's about 13 euros of a voucher that you can spend in his shop, get some insert for you or some card holders, different stuff. They even do dice towers with some silence mode on, stuff like that. So yeah, the prize pool just went up by 2 more of these great prizes. Maybe some small games I will add, maybe, I cannot promise anything yet. But as you can see, the prize pool is constantly growing as we are getting subscribers. And while we are talking about subscribers, let's say hello to some new subscribers. And there's a few of them, more than few. So let's say hello to Ben Foster, Deborah Brannigan, Kevin I cannot read my own writing. This is crazy. Sorry for that, Kevin, but Kevin Torian, Kelvin Tan, Hovzinsers Corner, the Brandon 1111, Mr. Mormo, Brody Shared, Gen X Mike, Nox Weedley, I cannot read this also, oh my god, Ryan Smith, Greg Dobetz, Benjamin Kosher, Clayton Garian, and Paul Shapiro. Thank you all for subscribing, thank you all for coming here. I hope you enjoy this content. Now let's go onto some crazy stuff that was happening around the internet last 2 weeks or so. In the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, the board game community really had their share of weird things happening around, and somewhat stupid and somewhat crazy and twisted, and I don't know how to call it. First of all, back when last year, or it was I think 1 year ago or something like that, we talked about the alien game called Nostromo, and it basically the designer of the game went public that he designed the game called Nostromo, and then the company called Wonder Dice, or he called it differently, doesn't really matter, but the company Wonder Dice, he presented the game to them and they were like not interested, and then it turns out that they steal his production copy or a demo copy of the game, something in line of those. I'm really blurry on that, so I cannot tell you correctly what happened, but overall they decided to publish game without his knowing, telling that it's their own game. It was really shady stuff happening, it was really crazy. And now the year passed and they're back with it, but now some more weird stuff is happening. Now they are not even telling who the designer of the game is. They say that only name attached to a game is the name of their lawyer, and they threaten to sue anyone who badmouths about them. So I just might get sued, I don't know, but I'm really not badmouthing them. I'm just telling you how it is. It's really weird thing happening around this game. I really don't know what to think about it. the case that was presented by the designer of the game, the games were really similar with identical number of tokens, identical rules, just switched some wordings, and it was really weird. But yeah, search it out on Board Game Geek, or I will leave you the link to that whole thread and see what's going on. So yeah, that was the first crazy. Now on to the second crazy. Now this is somewhat of even dark, a little bit dark thing happening. There was this guy that showed up on Kickstarter where he said he has the new best card game ever, the new Pokemon card, best Pokemon card ever, something like that. But he pasted the Game of Thrones theme onto it, and he said that he needs money so he can get an HBO to get him to license. Some of the stretch goals included a signed copy of the game by Peter Dinklage, or you can even get one copy of the game with all cast and crew signed by, which is super crazy. I think no one can pull that off, really. Even the HBO cannot pull stuff like that, but not some random dude on the internet. And when the community saw it, they saw it was kind of shady, so they alerted the Kickstarter. When they canceled his funding, he went on Indiegogo, but then it was his wife, not him. Then all that, it was at first it was like some fun. It was like even I thought that somebody's trying to scam for some little money if they can. So it was fun to watch how he is desperate in trying. The game looked super awful. No new mechanics or anything. No, definitely not new Pokemon craze game, whatever. But then it took a little bit dark turn for it. Then surfaced his Twitch streams where you can hear him in a background where he forgot to turn off his stream, so you can hear him beating his children, yelling at them. And to me, as you know, I'm a father now. It was like I was like super pissed about it. I was really thinking, oh my god, if I only live closer, I would do something stupid and go over to his home or something. That was just insane. I mean, you have to teach them what is right, what is wrong, what can they do, what they don't, what they cannot do. But yelling like that at them, hitting them, you are hearing him slapping, but he says he was slapping the wall. He was clearly hitting the child, and the child screaming in pain and agony. It was just horrible to listen to. Now the cops were alerted, the police, and now he's in custody. He's and his wife, children were taken away from him, from the parents. So it took really dark turn. At first it was like fun, and then it was like went batshit crazy after that. So yeah, that happened. And the third crazy thing that happened, basically, as I am in lots of these Facebook groups that are gather around Kickstarter reviewers, stuff like that, board game reviewers in general. But there are some regular people I think in there. Basically, someone showed in a group with no announcement, no hello, no anything, and just pasted on in all capital letters, go see our funding, go see our game and please pledge for it. Not even a please, go see our game and pledge for it. Just straight telling you, go pledge for it. They don't even ask for opinions. They don't even ask to share the work, to maybe do an interview with us reviewers who do interviews. I don't personally on that scale. So it was like super random, just out of nowhere, bam! And the game was called Fuzzy Little Rascals. It was about dogs trying to find their way home. It's basically a roll and move game that looked horrendous. You got those paper standees, deck of cards, one board, and they were asking like 40-50 bucks for it. Now they even used Comic Sans font on a box, which was also super weird. And the best thing is, they start campaign on Kickstarter and Indiegogo in the same time, at the same time, and it was super weird. I don't know. I tried to politely explain them that they do all the steps wrong that they could. They come without introduction. They use all capital letters. They don't even ask you politely to check their Kickstarter page. They demand you to kickstart their game. And the game itself, it was really not that good of a game. It's just you are rolling, you are going and helping each other. I don't know. It was really weird stuff. and then they completely disappeared from Kickstarter. I think they were just thinking, oh my god, look at this old Kickstarter, there's lots of money in here for this game, we can do this, and they like mashed something quickly on one pile and tried to do something with it, but it went south really quick. They got lots of negative responses, and not bad, not mean negative, but just negative, like you don't do stuff like this, you have to introduce yourself, you have to say who you are, what you want. And the videos they used for promotion of their game were stock videos, the videos that you can download online for free and then make whatever you want to make out of them. So it was like super weird 2 weeks on a board game community internet stuff. But yeah, we are done with the weird, so let's go on to some normal talk, and then we are going to finish this vlog. Okay, so back to normal stuff now. Skytear is on Kickstarter right now. I think they funded. They cancelled funding the first time. The Kickstarter, they canceled it the first time. And they are now back with more improved game. I did a preview of that game, but they slightly changed and tweaked the rules a little bit so the game be more straightforward without more of convoluted stuff that had in a game. So they are now back at it. Go check that one out if you are interested in a League of Legends style of game with miniatures going against one another. As always, I will leave you a link down below if I remember. If I don't, please do ask me in the comments and I will tell you what their link is, or just search for Skytear on the Kickstarter. You'll probably find it there. I think the game is really interesting. It's really worth your time, so check that one out. Yeah, more than last few weeks I was bitching about how where is my Batman game, and last time we heard I was like I want my Batman game, and now my Batman game is here and I already played it and I really liked it. Miniatures are super cool, they look really great, but overall I like how everything looks, how everything feels. It's really Batman like. So that leads me to the point of this talk, and that is that Batman Season 2 is about to come around the corner, June 6th if I'm not mistaken, on a Kickstarter, and you will be able to get everything from the Season 1, and this is called Season 2 now, and there will be some new stuff, so if you have Season 1 you can pledge just for Season 2 stuff, but you already know that because you got that little pamphlet in a box, as I did get one, so I presume you also get one if you get the Batman Kickstarter. But if not, I definitely urge you to check this one out. It is a lot of money. Let's not kid around. There will be a lot of expenses, especially if you don't have Season 2, so you have to shell out for all the extra stuff that they will add in if you don't have Season 1, and all the extra stuff that they will add in Season 2. It will be a lot of money, but I think it's worth it. If you're a painter, it's worth it. If you are a collector, it's worth it. If you're a Batman if you love Batman like I really do, it's just worth it. I definitely think it's a solid game. It's nothing like breakthrough, but it's really enjoyable to play. There's lots of small rules that you have to go through, but once you get them, the game is just straightforward. Throwing dice, bashing each other, it's super straightforward game. And yeah, basically that is that. I played bunch of different games, but most of all I finally got to play those last two expansions for Terraforming Mars, Prelude and Colonies. Prelude is super crazy awesome. I don't even want to play Terraforming Mars with those two expansions. Those two expansions are awesome. I adore Colonies. Colonies has some great new stuff that they bring. You will see my review of it pretty soon. And Prelude with those cards that you can start with, so you get some extra push resources, extra edge, advance against other players, so to say. I really like that one in it. So yeah, I finally got to play that one. I also played a few of these small games that I will be reviewing soon. I have them over there: Catalyst, Orbital, Rebel Nox. You will see all these reviews pretty soon. So yeah, everything going as planned, and that's everything that happened these last few weeks. Please, if you still didn't subscribe to this channel, because that way we are one step closer to that 1000 goal, so I can give you all the cool games that I announced in that video. You can find it at the end of this video. There will be like a little box with the video in it. Also, if you didn't check out my Patreon account, because there you can get some free dice, not free, as you sponsor my account, as you sponsor my YouTube channel, you get some dice for that. But also you get access to some exclusive videos when I'm renovating stuff around the room and doing things like that. I usually just film everything raw, so you see how it's going. And right now I'm in a process of doing all new shelves, because I used my parents' old wardrobe for all the games, but now I'm removing that. I will be putting some new shelves and maybe some painting station if I have the room for it. I have to measure everything first. But once I'm done with all that, I will film it so you can see it on my Patreon. And also I'm preparing a Patreon exclusive videos about some games, like quick reviews, why these games are on my shelf, why these games are going away, why I don't want to keep them, or stuff like that. So yeah, check my Patreon account for $2 a month. You can get access to all that stuff. And as soon as I get more and more patronas, and as soon as I get you, as more of you come there and support me, I will think of some new and great stuff that I will do just exclusively for you. Maybe even top 10 lists, stuff like that. So yeah, that is a little bit a lengthy vlog, this one, but there was lots of crazy to talk about. So that's that, and I see you next time. Pozdrav.